Hello and welcome to something completely different. Although matcha tea is still damn good tea. So lately, for I suppose fairly obvious reasons, on YouTube I've been seeing a lot of videos about people dropping Windows for Linux. And it might come as a surprise to many who haven't heard me talk about it before, but I am a very happy Linux user. All the way back from 2006, actually. Although, for various reasons, I haven't really been daily driving it until I think several years after that. 2010-ish, maybe. So, to every new Linux user, welcome. You will be very happy. But I am going to just caution your. I'm going to throw a bit of a caution here, because just jumping from one operating system to the other, simply because you are impulsive and having a day, shall we say, about some of the things Windows does is really not a smart thing to do. But I mean, it is something you can do. It is absolutely possible. So I figured I would take you through some bit of daily activities that I do on Linux, so you can just see what running the operating system is like. And I noticed now that I don't have my capture card wired. I don't have my screens set to mirrored display, so that I get the same output through the one HDMI cable as well as the one I have wired to my capture device. So if you will excuse me, I will just see about that. Oh, look at that, I don't have a sound output this way either. Okay. That might actually be fun to do. Note, by the way, that the user interface will be all in Swedish, because, I'm Swedish. I get Swedish localization. So if my fancy schmancy operating system would just please finish loading, that would be great. So here is the settings menu, and wow, I am not seeing a damn thing on this through this capture window. Let's just see if I can bring that up a little. Okay, this is not going as well as I had hoped it would. What am I looking for, though? It is settings. Yeah, Discord. Let's see. I'm just trying to tell from a slightly distant window, slightly distant screen, and I am also sitting a bit away from it, and I am over 40. So let's see. Something. Okay, there we go. Merge screens is selected now. I want to go with mirror. And Come on, mouse. It's a bit of a... And that broke the recording a little bit. I hope we're still fine. The timer's still running anyway. Keep these settings, yes. So let's go back and see if we can do something about the sound. Okay. Which one goes to the Elgato monitor? Elgato thing? Does it really say? I mean, does it say anyway? You know what? Let's just see if we can figure this out. HDMI 5 output, still stereo? Okay, well, does it sound? No, that's not the one. Okay. Well, whatever. This is going swimmingly. Yeah, so now you see my Linux desktop. I have some gaming stuff on it and some well, gaming related stuff, I should say. And some stuff you really don't need to understand. I don't want you to understand, so I will not explain them either. But yeah, let's actually hang around here a little bit in the system settings. So one thing you can do is to, well, set little wallpaper libraries, basically folders. Ah, okay, yeah, so it's that list there is behind the divisor here. That is effectively bookmarked folders where I store images, and they are used as wallpapers. And depending on how things are set up here, here I can set it to a slideshow, and I've set the delay between switching pictures to 42 minutes because, you know, I'm a nerd. I have read Douglas Adams, so 42. Also, it also is, you know, far long enough that it doesn't just keep switching all the time and distract you or anything like that. I am perfectly fine with not being distracted by things. Now, these are actually set by the well, by some installed packages. That is a concept that will probably be new to escaping Windows users. Let's see, wondering what it really says. I mean, why it says like that there. Well, yeah, I did not word that correctly. I'm not a native English speaker, so that is just fine. Yeah. If there's something you feel you should understand and I'm just making a mess of it, I permit you to ask. That is fine. Yeah, these retro wallpapers have, well, I mean, they are obviously old Linux Mint wallpapers, and that is the name of the distribution. Now, the concept of a Linux distribution, by the way, that is also going to be a little bit alien to people used to Macintosh and Windows. So I'll just get that straight off the bat here. A Linux distribution is essentially a collection of software packages. Most of them overlap or, well, are common to several distributions. For example, the Linux kernel, that is basically the one unifying feature that will always be present in every Linux distribution, no exception. All of them, whether or not they have a desktop environment, we'll get to that in a bit, will have the Linux kernel of some version. Maybe not all of them the same version, maybe they have different kernel patches applied, and yeah, I guess you don't need to get all the nitty-gritty details and technical stuff. Now, the desktop environment I have here is Cinnamon. These are some spices, desktop spices. I don't know, an analog clock. I am not quite sure what this is, to be frank. What is it? Mint2, the Mint Assistant. Okay. And here's a calendar thing, just in case I am too lazy to click here. I can just click here as well. And this is a volume spice soundbox. Right. So desktop styling. We have a simple interface, or a simple setup there, or we can have some more advanced. Usually, I think you would be. I think it would look less weird to you if you just go with the simplified settings menu. But well, here's all the stuff you can tinker with, and yeah, there are many cursors. Now I'm using this one. And now I have the Tomcat desktop theme, icons. Let's go with Noia. And why not have solarized dark blue? Actually, why not take something else? Oh, dear God, that's an ugly one. Whoa. This one's weird. Okay, well, good enough. Okay. Yeah, so Linux typically lets you tinker with a lot of things. This Linux Mint distribution that I'm using is one of those that are a little more conservative. So while you could, if you wanted to, if you really know where to look, very little of it will have a graphical tool to interact with. Just to show you a little about the system I'm running, by the way. Yeah, this is how it has identified my motherboard, Linux Mint 22.3. I'm not sure if it's actually officially released yet. I was very interested in well, the new version of the Cinnamon desktop, because it has a different menu than 22.2. And I'll just close that down for a bit. And this is my kernel version, 680-90. If I fire up my update manager here, it will eventually let me show you what kernels are available to run, or install rather. Okay, well, it can just fart around doing that. That's fine by me. Oh, okay, found stuff. Oh, okay, well, this is a software GUI theme. This is for software built with the GTK3 toolkit. Yes, there are several of these. Maybe Windows users will be familiar with only the one thing that Windows uses. Linux has, well, many. Well, let's just leave it at that. Many versions. So let's look at the kernels first before we apply these updates. So I'm currently running the 680 series. This means that this one has been superseded or deprecated. And note that it is newer. This one is the latest available kernel. I could install that if I want to. If I click install here. I will not do that though. This is my systray, and here is my super secret password that I'm typing in right now. So this is the volume slider, network connectivity indicator, printer. Yeah, I do have a paper printer attached to my computer. Notifications. And there's my updater going on. And here is a software firewall. Discord, and I have an HP printer. Rage about HP all you like, but that printer is solid. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's right. I don't have the printer connected physically to the PC right now, but I do have one. Right, so the updates finished install there. Installing there. My CPU is an AMD Ryzen 5 7600 non-X. The GPU is, I think, this one, a bog standard Radeon RX 580 with, I believe, 8 gigabytes of graphical memory. And I have 32 gigabytes of RAM and enough hard drives. Oh, and Cinnamon version 6.6.5. And why is this interesting? Yeah, okay, well, maybe we don't have to go into that at the moment. It is a piece of software that goes back to, I think, the 1970s even. It is in the process of being replaced. The most frequently cited candidate is Wayland, and most versions of Linux are switching to that. But for various reasons, people are, well, in need of some of the quirks and features that X11 offers that Wayland does not. Okay. So, yeah, this is the menu bar in Cinnamon. We can make that look many different ways. There are, well, yeah, we have window lists. We have, let's see what we have here again. What am I using? This one. I'm using a grouped window list. I mean, we can also just, why not, have it, oh wait, okay, I have to do that first, I thought. No, that's not correct, never mind. I was going to show you that we can also have this bottom panel positioned vertically, so along this side of the screen. A few distributions have that, some of them even by default, like Ubuntu, I think. I know I've seen it in other distributions, but I can't name them off the bat. So, the menu here, you can see that it looks kind of busy here, right? So, well, I'll just hop through some of the menus here. Graphics, as for just mostly software dealing with graphical stuff at all. Inkscape, as an editor for scalable vector graphics. MuseScore Studio is a music notation software that I am actually helping translate or localize into Swedish. Very shameless plug. And yeah, just photo collection organizer tool. Internet, I mean, how many browsers do you need? I have Falcon, that is native to the KDE desktop environment, not Cinnamon. Firefox goes everywhere. LibreWolf is a different version of Firefox, or yeah, a fork. Well, there's also Zen. I mean, why have one browser when you can have like a dozen, right? Yeah, they take up a lot of space, and I really don't need half as many as I have. But when it comes to games, that's a somewhat interesting story. There are many games that you can play on Linux. Some of them are simple, some of them are less simple, some of them are, well, why would you even try to play them, frankly? But they exist. You can play a game much like the Microsoft Minesweeper game, if you remember that one. Battle for Westnoff is something that you can also find on Steam, by the way. Emulators, yeah. Most emulators will in some way run on Windows, but I think you will find that there's a ton of emulators that you can get on Linux, and you might even find them more easily through Linux than just searching for them on the internet and hoping that you can find an installer that is not, you know, riddled with malware. So I want to show you this, actually, but I wanted to do something else with the menu, but yeah. Long story short, you can mess with the menu. It is more easy to edit and reorganize than it ever was on Windows. Let's go back in the menu, and I will just show you the thing about packages. So most Linux distributions will have some variant of this tool here. This is a graphical software installer. It is this one is divided into categories. I can also search here for. Let's look for Westnoff. Why not? There, Battle for Westnoff. Then all of these packages turn up. Now, FlatHub means something specific. This is different from well, these crate icons. But for those who need to have this explained to them, all of these, with the exception of this one, is the same bit of software. I think this one just pulls in all of the others. That one is basically the game executables and libraries and that sort of thing. Oh wait, no, this is the whole thing. What the hell is this then? Oh, okay, maybe this is just the 1.16 version, and this is for the just latest release altogether. These are campaigns. That is for serving multiplayer sessions. This is music data. In case they are updated separately, we can just update the one campaign instead of downloading just everything from scratch. So, yeah, you can do a lot of things. You can do ear training, for example, practice your solfege, maths game. I mean, Sure, that exists. K-Touch, Touch Typing Tutor. Okay. If you want to learn how to type more efficiently using, just and not have to look at the keys as you type, well, that's something you can do. If you want to program, well, Linux has you covered. Speaking of programming, yeah, I have things set up so I can just pull up a terminal console window thing using a single key. And here is another project that I helped translate, GNU Cache. And what this fancy command does is basically update the code base to the latest and then compile it, while also taking the also checking or measuring the time it takes to do so. I don't know why I do that, but hey, that is possible to do. So this is what compiling software looks like if you haven't done that before. It now checks that I have all the dependencies to actually build the software. And now it is doing the actual compilation. And the percentages on the left is the overall completion. And when all that is done, I will fire up Mekarashi so you can see what gaming is like on a Ryzen 5 7600 with a Radeon RX 580 in 2025. Yeah, I have considered upgrading the GPU or buying a new one. But as of right now, I don't really see a need to. And when we fire up Mekarashi, you will see for yourself what I mean. This is actually taking a longer time than I thought it would. They must have really done a thing with the software when I've been away. Oh well. There you go. Okay, so now it is complete. Okay, and depending on what readout you read, it took somewhere between 47 seconds and just over 3 minutes to compile. I honestly don't know how to read that. So, yeah. Finance tracking, that's something you can do in Linux, if you didn't know you could do that before. Speaking of translating software, just browse files and pick one and yeah, just have at it. But yeah, I wanted to show you gaming. Now, I think Brodie Robertson said it best. Anti-cheating measures or copy protection stuff or digital restrictions management, that is typically something that will only work on Windows. Some of it may be working on Macintosh, but the Linux kernel is yeah, it is literally not the same as the Windows kernel. So, well, stuff expecting the Windows kernel to be able to operate will not operate on the Linux kernel. And so several anti-cheating measures will fail if you run them on Linux. So there are a lot of games that will not work on Linux. Not that the system itself, it cannot, is not performant enough to run the stuff. It's just that the yeah, the game code is trying to do things that it just can't do in Linux. And now I actually wonder what is going on here. It usually takes a bit less time to run, but maybe it's also trying to fire up the Steam thing. Steam client. I can hear the hard drive working. I wonder whether I should fire up this will hear system monitor. There we go. Oh, okay, so yeah, it was firing up Steam. And now that it has started Steam. Oh, what are you doing now? Okay, well, downloading content for Mekarashi. Huh? Oh, is that the hope? Oh, okay. So the update was only 30 megabytes and now it's just patching. Okay, well, that's fine. I allow it. Yeah, Mekarashi, by the way, apparently there's some sort of Neon Genesis Evangelion collab campaign thing about to kick off. Maybe that's what this update is. Okay, Proton Experimental, that sounds interesting. Well, anyway, long story short, for the uninitiated, Proton is what makes Mekarashi work, basically. There's a longer story, but that one is going to be enough for right now. So if the game would kindly please launch any day now. Come on, where are you? Okay, well, this one looks like it's doing a lot of stuff. So it's Python for some reason. Why? What are you doing? Okay, well, I'll just filter on processor activity. Okay, there we go. Now Mekarashi runs. I'll just close this, or just for shits and giggles, let's keep this off to the side. And let me bring your attention to the temperature readout down here, by the way. It does scare me, honestly. I'm used to seeing below 80 degrees centigrade, and I think this one hits 90 at some point, and I believe that is all on the CPU. Temperature, agency configure. Okay, I can see the temperature in Fahrenheit if I want to. I don't because I am a metric dude. Show label prefix. Nah, I don't need that. I probably should have that actually. Okay, yeah, it says CPU temperature indicator. Yeah. So this is the CPU temp. Nothing else. This is actually a little bit of a controversial game. As you may see, or as you may understand when you see it yourself, It had a bit of a falling out with Square, getting sued for basically disguising itself as a front mission, or using assets from a cancelled front mission game. Okay, look at that. I'm hearing the sound and I'm just trying to figure out where it's coming from, and apparently the monitor has speakers. So yeah, that was news to me. Okay, so yeah, notifications, blah blah. Banner schedule. Ah. Okay, so now the Evangelion is running since January 15th. I'm recording this on January 17th. And yeah, play fair, guys. Let's see. Battle speed, do I need double speed? Yeah, I'm okay with that actually. Standby confirmation. No, I don't want that. Why can't I set this? Okay, maybe I need to be in the game to actually do that. Display mode. Yeah, let's just leave that alone for now. Yeah, it's running on a low graphical settings. That is fair. That is completely fair. So let's just start the game, and you can see just how performant this hardware is, and my RX 580. Daily login. Okay, experience stuff. I'm sure that's great. Okay, yeah, some gotcha shenanigans. Okay, well, claim all the things, get money and numbers and stuff. Okay, so let's see. So, okay. Let's see if we can get something out of it. Rank advancement, nah. Oh, hey. Yeah. I don't know what this is. Okay, so I don't have the stuff. What is all this? Yeah. Okay, well, I'll just grab all the stuff I can get from here, and let's just fire up a mission, and we'll leave it at that. Targeted training, if I want to do some level grind. But let's, like I said, play a mission. Oh, this is going to be a long-ass video. Okay, let's just click through this. Yeah, the story is, spoiler alert, not interesting at all. It's it exists. It is a vehicle to get you going. Beyond that, it's, yeah. It seems to be just like any other gacha title. Just give you an excuse to keep going. Let's see, I think I can swap you out, right? Oh, you're only level 1? Why would I put you in there then? Put you in harm's way. Not sure what all those numbers mean. Okay. So we're going to move over there and grab the thing, and let's see. We can tell who the sniper is by who has the very big gun. Let's see. I'll just do this and crush arm because that targets the arm, and that's where the weapons are located. Do you see why Square had a day with the game being similar to Front Mission yet? Missile unit. Okay, so what if I want to? Nah, just being silly. Okay, so I want to smack you. And yeah, you can tell that it's not running silky smooth, I think. Well, at least I can tell. But what I don't know is whether that is just the frame pacing or actual frame rate variation. But yeah, I think that's about it. Well, about what I wanted to show you for today. Basically, Linux exists. You can do a lot of the normal stuff that you do every day, except you have typically a lot more ways to do that. But I mean, like the breadth of, I mean, just diversity of available web browsers is one thing. But yeah, that is all. Actually, now that I think about it, I'll just make a little addition later on to this video. Talk about my Steam library and the caveat with Linux and compatibility with games intended to be played on Windows. But like I said, we'll just do that later. See you soon. Okay, so everyone, now I'm ready to show you my games list. So here's one I particularly recommend, by the way. Until then, some people describe it as a visual novel for some reason, but it's really a very, very strongly story-centered adventure game. Anyway, also, I appreciate those games. Interesting SRPGs, maybe not, well, the most interesting games in the genre, but they are a thing that exists. Thing? Well, anyway, so we're going to filter on things that will run on Linux here. Note the number of games here, or number of titles. At the moment, unfiltered on Linux, it lists 146 titles. Now, here's another quirk that you need to be prepared to deal with when you run Linux. So I click here, and I click here, and what happens? It doesn't filter, because the click instead registered on the text box below it. So, to get that filter, I will need to press tab twice until I get there, and let's see what happens if I press enter instead. There you go. That filters the list down to 99, down from 146, right? So these are games that will, to a degree, run on the Steam Deck. And why did I filter on that, and why do I think that matters? Of course, for the uninitiated, the Steam Deck runs a version of Linux. Not the same as the one I'm using. It is a variant of Arch Linux. That is, by the way, very much not something I think you should get started with unless you are an expert user already. If you're used to Windows and Mac OS, you just plop it in and you just do your thing. You don't really care what's going on under the hood. Stay the hell away from Arch. But if you are ready to learn about your system and what goes into it and just things in general, Arch Linux is the distribution of choice for that. It is fairly straightforward to mess around with, tinker with, do all the things you, for whatever reason, may think you have any reason to do with Linux. That is something you do in Arch. It's a little more circuitous to perform some of the tasks on Mint or other desktop-centered distributions. But anyway, the Steam Deck runs Linux. If it runs on the Steam Deck, you should have some degree of expectation of getting it to run on Linux as well. Actually, let's see if we can do this. Can we install this? I don't see an install button. Huh. Okay, well, can I install Final Fantasy 1? Well, it's looking promising. Okay, yeah. License agreement, sure. Wonder. I'm trying to play Chained Echoes at the same time, by the way. It's I don't know. I'm a little nervous that there may be trouble. But, well, it's looking good so far. It does install. Come on, game. Okay, there we go. I have now installed Final Fantasy 1 on Linux. So, okay, it's finalizing. Yeah, why do you need to do this? Game, what are you doing? Okay, well, let's just press play and see what happens. Oh, you don't need to see my MAL. Wine preloader? Whatever. Allow. Okay, so it runs through wine for some reason. That is acceptable. Are you launching the game though? Oh, okay, there we go. Ah, okay, well, I can play Final Fantasy 1. Yay, the pixel remaster. Woo. Okay, so there you go. Linux. Yeah. You can play Final Fantasy 1 pixel remaster on Linux. Yay. Okay, so yeah. The main thing that I wanted to show is that compatibility is limited. If gaming is a big concern for you, check this beforehand. Filter for games running on a Steam Deck. If you can see that a particular game you really want to play is filtered out, do not make the switch to Linux. Unless you are willing to just not be able to play the game ever again. Or, well, I say ever again, but, you know, for as long as you are running Linux, that game will not be available to you. But, hey, Steam runs on Windows. It will keep your, your purchased games will remain purchased and available to you in some degree for as long as Steam is up and running. So it's not going to disappear. Well, the game is not going to disappear, is what I'm getting at. If you, well, make the switch to Linux and then decide to, well, Windows 12 or Windows 13 looks kind of alright after all. I think I will switch back to Windows. Should you have such a change of heart, I respect your choice, and I will. Well, I can confirm that no matter what the operating system you are running, I sometimes open Steam and, well, either Windows or Linux, and yeah, it runs just fine there. Yeah, you have all the things, have your games, and things will be fine. So yeah, I wanted to caution you a little bit more about about switching to Linux. But I think I actually did not do that very much. Now, the main point is Linux is a not completely different system to Windows, but it does do some things very differently. You will need to learn it all over again, learn your system. That might not appeal to some. I can understand that. You will have to, figure out on which side of that spectrum you are. And I will also say that keeping Windows is an option. I don't know whether you can actually reinstall an older version of Windows at this time. I don't know that you even should. But, you know, don't be too hasty here. Swapping out operating systems is a big decision for your computer. Not life-changing to the extent of, well, moving houses like I'm doing at the moment, or well, maybe not as you're watching this, but I have initiated that process. It is well, I'm not doing it again in a hurry. Let's just save it. Let's just put it that way. Oh yeah, Chain Echoes is doing a whole lot of things to me. So yeah. You can play games on Linux, you can compile software on Linux, you can make music on Linux. But also remember that hardware compatibility and what is that term again? Proprietary functionality will function less well, or may not function at all on Linux. Do remember that. Keep that very well in mind. Consider asking at at the distribution you are considering to use with their social media to see whether there's any particular issue with, known issue with your hardware. If it is, you kind of want to know that right off the bat. I mean, before you make the switch, so you're not, up Sheets Creek without a paddle, as they say. Now, there is one site I want to show you, actually. I should have maybe showed you this before. DistroWatch. You can, basically look up simple information and see just what and just how many distributions there are to choose between as kind of a hub. And every Monday morning or Sunday afternoon, I guess, in US time, they release little weekly roundups where they usually review a distribution together with just news in general and some questions and answers. You can get some useful tips here. So I recommend hanging around here for a while, reading a few of these DistroWatch weekly issues, and just just getting a feel for things. So the long story short is most Linux desktops will look different, but to a degree they do generally the same. I say the same thing, but it's kind of not actually entirely true. But yeah, what I'm saying is they're not all that different. With that said, you can't just slap one distribution on top of the other and expect everything to just work fine out of the box. Just immediately, without some kind of effort on your side. So an RPM-based distribution will be the update process especially, and package installation process will work differently than on Debian-based distributions like Mint, the one I'm using. Technically it's based on Ubuntu, but Ubuntu itself is based on Debian. So what I mean is the package extension .deb. And I think I am very much rambling right now, so how about I just STFU and you do you. Linux loves eccentrics. That's why I fit in so well. And yeah, I will say that that is all for this. Fuck, is this an actual hour-long ramble? Well, I mean, Linux is good to ramble about. So that's just fine. Well, anyway, I will end it here. My throat is going bonkers, and that's gonna have to be all. See you up next, and I can announce that I have an LP planned. Might not start immediately. I think I want to build up a little backlog. So just know that it is a thing that might happen. My channel is maybe not going to be the busiest place for the time being, but until the time of the actual moving places that I talked about, I will get back to making videos. A little bit.